Hello, this is Katie. Welcome back to my channel. This is a very late video and I feel so bad because I just could not get around to making it. But I am doing a collab video with Kristin. I will link her channel down below, so you should go subscribe to her. She made our video a long time ago already. So we decided on a spring theme. The idea was to swap cards in the mail and with that theme, and then when we get the card, to make a video using an element of that card. And I haven't watched the one she made yet because I wanted to make mine first, and then I'll go and watch hers. I will link her video down below. I'll just link her video and then you can subscribe to her channel that way. But the video for the collab, and I'm just doing this very late, so I am so sorry about that. Entirely my fault. What I'm going to do is I want to take the element of the colors and also kind of a flower theme. So this is her card. We've got a cute like die cut bouquet with some die cut flowers, and I love the clear enamel drops. I don't know if they're enamel, but those clear sticky drops, and a Hello Spring, and she does an ink blended kind of background. So I'm going to take that color and kind of run with it. I'm going to be using this set. I made a few cards recently. I got this set from my friend. She was destashing some things, and I made a few cards with it recently, and I really liked it. So I'm going to be using that. I realize I need to grab my removable adhesive because the stickum on the back of these stamps, it's a little bit older, so they don't quite stick. So I was using a removable adhesive to stick to the acrylic block, which I also need to grab. Okay, I thought I had prepped everything. So I'm going to be doing this with watercolor. So I just have one jar because I'm not going to be doing much. So I don't need like a clean and a dirty. This one fell out. So I've got my acrylic blocks. I'm going to be using Da Vinci watercolors, my newest favorite set. I have another from Denise. This is her Embrace Opacity. I cannot remember her last name. Denise something. She does watercolors, and I have a bigger palette, a longer one that she did with them, and then this is her second one with them, I think, and it's got a lot of great colors. We're going to be combining lilac with Naples Yellow Deep to get kind of a coral for that pink in the card, and then I think just Naples Yellow Deep, maybe a splash of one of the reds to get an orangey color to blend it with. I used it yesterday, so that was sticking to it. I have this new handy dandy sprayer. It's basically, I got it at Michael's, but it's basically like power wash. I'm going to do this not on my desk. It's kind of absurd, but I end up needing water in the palettes or the wells as well to mix the color. I could just use these two here, but I use it to spray to get the paints wet, and it was probably unnecessary because I'm only going to be using a few of the colors, but I love that sprayer and it's fantastic, and so I highly recommend it for if you're someone who sprays to wet your watercolor palette, your paints. I am going to use a card base. This is a pre-made, pre-folded card base from a Recollections 10-pack because I didn't feel like making one. And then I have a 5.5 by 4.25 piece of watercolor paper. And I am, let's see, I'm not going to tape it down to anything in particular. Actually, that's a lie. I'm going to use my mini cutting board. Hang on. Okay. So I have 3 sizes of cutting board for this purpose, and this is my little baby one. They come in handy a lot, and I love them for that. So what I'm going to do is basically zone off an area in the middle. I'm going to hope that I can make it look, without measuring because I don't really want to measure, make it look, let's see, about that much. Make it appear as if it is in the middle. And I hope that one's not too crooked, although this is basically washi tape. This is masking. I'm not quite sure what it's called, but it's basically like washi tape, but it's kind of artist level washi tape. I got it from St. Louis Art Supply. It's great, and I will show you how to get that really good watercolor peel up without ripping your paper, because it's very easy to do, and also without the paint leaking out. So part of that is going to be, I'm going to kind of do, let's see, part of that has to do with sealing the inner part where your paint is going to be pooling or put. You want to press that down really well. I don't think everyone does that, and that's why it kind of seeps through. I've done this even with washi tape. So this tape is just, I mean, it is a little bit different, but washi tape is totally fine to use. I just wanted to stop wasting my washi tape. I think I ran out of the kind I didn't like that I was using. I wanted to stop wasting actual washi tape that I was using. So make sure you're sealed, and then you should be good. And this is going to be our wash of color area. So a little smaller than hers. So I'm going to, let's see. Yeah, it'll be fine. I'm going to kind of pre-wet it, actually. So we're going to wet the area. I also have a my heat gun to dry it so that I can pick it up soon after. So I'm going to mix this lilac here, which must be a mix of something else because it comes unmixed rather easily. With a little bit of this to get closer to our pink. We do not need much paint, but we do need more lilac to get closer to that coral. I love this combo because I love coral. A little more purple to make it a little pinker. So I just need to squeeze as much out as I can. And then we'll take some of this yellow and then just maybe a tip of, let's see, we'll do Indian red. Oh, that's violet. Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay, we'll do Indian red. Just to make it a little more orange, orangish. I need a little more than that. Bring that guy in. Oops, you don't belong there. Oh well. All right. So I've got enough of our two colors. And also I am using one of my favorite paintbrush sets. I'm using the number 12 from Wonder Forest. I love these a lot. But I have the whole set, so I think there's one bigger than that, and then the smaller sizes. So I'm going to kind of just ombre up to the orange. Again, I do not need much paint. I don't even need as much as I made. And then I'm going to go ombre down just to mix with the pink in the middle. And then I'm going to dry it. This part might be a little loud, and I should probably warm it up. So that should be good enough. And I think I did these last. So when you pull up, especially if you're peeling off of the edge, you just want to be very careful. But I usually just pull at an angle. And that will prevent most of the herring, and then we've also got that clean line since we sealed it pretty well. Something must have flicked over there. I'm not sure what that is. Just want to make sure I don't rip the edge. Oops, come on, there we go. And then, and that one. So it's a pretty small center. I probably should have done a bigger size, but that's fine. I'll set that up there. So then I need to use, for the watercolor paper, I use the VersaFine Onyx Black. This is also, it's pigment ink. This is also what I would use if I wanted to color in the flower or watercolor in anything. You want to use an ink like this. Memento is not going to work for something like that. Let's see, what do we want to say? So happy for you. Hello. Maybe this so happy for you would be good. I don't have an extra one for that, so I'm going to use a little bit of the adhesive. I think the stuff I have on there is kind of dried up a little bit. So just to keep it on the block. And then this ink is pretty inky and pigmented, so you don't need to press that hard to get it. I'm going to have the flower be up there. And then on the long one, where's the sticky part? Run some tape down there. And then, let's see. And then our little leaf. Oh, that might still be sticky enough. Just put a little bit on there. Just put them in two different spots there. And then I can actually use a gem. So I can use another part element from her card and put a gem in the middle of the flower. I'll just need to find one of those. And then get some adhesive. I need to make sure this is going to press down on the right spot. And then we can do our sentiment. So maybe off of the pink, I kind of want to do it that way. I like that. Okay. Let me find a gem for the middle of the flower. Okay. This one has kind of both pink and orange. I think I would do the pink maybe to offset the orange rather than doing orange on orange. And I'm wondering if the big one is too big. But I think the big one will look better. I could be using my tweezers for this. All right. So I just have a bag full of, I don't know, things I've taken out of the package. All of my gems and whatnot. So the back of this, just to be safe in case the ink isn't dry, I'm not sure what that was. I will use my tape runner to stick it down to our card base. And since it's heavier watercolor paper and I did distort it in the middle, I would do this anyway because I just overuse adhesive, but since I need it to stick flat onto our card base, I'm going to put adhesive all over the back. And then actually make sure not too close there. Okay. I'm not going to touch the black. That pigment ink takes a long time to dry, just like any pigment ink would. So I'm going to touch everywhere except there. So that's it. It's very simple. I would have probably made I thought about retaping, but peeling that up would have been annoying. So I probably would have made the background a little bit bigger, but there is her card and my card, and that's what I did. And I think that's Amazon knocking at the door. So I will see you guys next time. That scared me. And thank you for watching. And don't forget to go follow Kristin down below. I will link her video of this collab.